Hello, welcome back. All right, let's get this part out the way before we start. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so now, and like and comment on the video and share with your friends. And then we'll go right into today's topic, which is how to be resilient in uncertain times. Ready? So, most of us know how life can be so unpredictable. Like, just as you're expecting something life changing, something wonderful to happen in your life, is the exact opposite that happens. And to make matters worse, you're already down on the ground and life keeps throwing big stones at you, right? So for the younger folks, you this I'm sure this is probably your first experience of how unpredictable life can be. But for us older folks like myself, just before this crisis hit, I was not in a good place. I was not in a good place. I wanted so many things. I was not working, and I was just getting ready now to go by UA and collect my certificate so I can, for the master's degree, so I can apply for the jobs that I really want to do, because I've turned down a few jobs that I don't want to go back where I was, where she's sitting around a desk. So I've turned down a couple jobs, and so I was not in a good place. And I also had in some braids that, like, they were really tired. The braids were like really tired, and I really wanted a facelift, like a life lift. I do not giving myself a nice hairdo. But then this happened. Then I know right now that persons are saying that was all of your problem. If I ever tell you what happened to me since COVID, I know that there are some persons out there who have to be breadwinners, mothers, teachers, and all of that stuff. But I'm really saying this to say, um, because we are all different, we have different personalities, our challenges are going to be different. So what you deem important to you may not what is important to me in my life, because my situations, my personalities, my values are different. So we'll all have different experiences, and we have to be mindful that we don't downplay somebody else's issues just because it's not what you are experiencing. So we have to be careful that we think of others as important as ourselves, right? So before we go into the topic, I want to answer a couple questions. Am I a resilient person? Yes, I am. But have I always been a resilient person? Nah, definitely not. But I had to, like, seriously made a conscious decision to be resilient, because I realize that I don't like the feeling I get when I'm not being resilient. When everything used to bother me, I was so anxious, and I always need reassurance, and I always care what others are saying about me or around me or whatever. So I was really not in a good place. But I made up my mind. I made up my mind that I am going to be a resilient person. So I started to do some research, and this is what I'm going to share with you today. So in the meantime, I want you to think of these questions. What is resilience? Who is considered to be a resilient person? And what does resilience mean in your neck of the wood? My queen sash and crown was made by myself and quarantine kids Mallory and Shamal Edwards during a craft session to learn resilience. So what is resilience? It is a capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. It is also referred to as toughness. It is an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Who is considered as being resilient? Resilient people are aware of situations, their own emotional reactions, and the behavior of those around them. By remaining aware, Resilient people can maintain control of a situation and can think of new ways to tackle problems. What are some of the characteristics of a resilient person? A resilient person does not stay on the ground, does not give up or give in, struggles to get up if there is no one to help, does not count how many times he or she falls, focuses on successes and victories, sees difficulties as opportunities for change rather than as stop signs. And a resilient person appreciates success no matter how small it may seem. The 6 points to be discussed today are: practice positive focus, control your emotions, be mindful of the company you keep, put it in writing, internalize the lessons you learned during uncertain times, and just be nice. Alright, so before I talk about how to be resilient in uncertain times, I just want to share 2 points with you on why it is important to be resilient. So the first one is that your true character comes to the surface during uncertain times in any business or personal situations. And I'm sure some of us are finding this to be true even right now. When you find that you thought you were so loving and kind and considerate, and we realize that we're trying to buy all the food in the supermarket and all the hand sanitizers and everything to keep us safe from the virus, and to keep us while we are in quarantine. How many of us are finding that we are hoarding and we are not thinking of the person who is not able to come and buy a lot of stuff and put on because they have to be spending daily or sometimes weekly because it's what they get. So they get the money, so they spend it. How many of us? But also on the other hand, you have some of us who thought we were so mean because people tell we all the time so we're mean and whatever. But we find that we are so considerate because we are thinking of the person, your neighbor or somebody else who is not able to afford to stock up on goods and sanitizers. So as I said before, your true character comes to the fore when the time is uncertain, when you're not sure what is going to happen in the future, near future or the very far future. And the other point is that when you decide to stand tall, the persons around you benefit from it because they might be fearful and they are looking on you to see how you're going to respond to this. And also, it may help you to find answers to a situation that you have been looking for a while. So it is important that you decide to be resilient, especially if you have children in the household, because these children are learning from you how to deal with a situation such as this in the future. Because at the end of this, none of us will be known for how or we went through this so smooth. This was so smooth for me. Oh, this was no problem. Nobody will, you'll not be remembered for that. And also you won't remember that that you won't learn a lesson, like I said then. I should say, you won't learn a lesson, a valuable lesson from it if it was not challenging for you. So at the end of this, what you will be known for is your resilience, your determination to weather this storm and come out great on the other side. So the first point is to practice positive focus. Negative thoughts, all it does is lower your confidence, it lower your mood and make everything seem so impossible to accomplish. What you should do instead is focus on something that is working in the situation, something that you can use, it can come in handy in the future when you're back on your feet, something that is good. And you have to positively, like purposefully, look for the silver lining behind your dark cloud. And the next thing you need to do is to control your mood. Now, some of us might have known that your negative thoughts, your negative attitudes can affect your mood, it affects your relationships, and so many other things. So, but we have to bear in mind though that is not everybody can just take a deep breath and push on and control their emotions and go on to the next thing, because some persons find it very, very difficult to bounce back from disappointments, from their failures. But it being difficult, it being very hard to do, does not mean it is impossible. All of us need to just practice controlling the emotions, take deep breaths, and exercising any way you can. Do your research on how to control your emotions. The other point is to be mindful of the company you keep. If you are constantly around persons who are seeing your situation and their situation as all doom and gloom, this can be helpful for you, to build resiliency and to be a person with positive attitudes. You have to have persons around you who are doing the same thing. Positive mindset persons, they see the situation as something for positive change, opportunity for change. Next thing you're going to do is to put it in writing. What this does, it helps you to release what is in your mind, help you to clear your head. That's what I should say. It helps you to clear your head so you can make decisions from just looking at what you write. You decide what is best to do, what is best not to do. And also in future you can look back on what you wrote and make a decision, say what worked and what didn't work, right? So the next point is to internalize the lessons you learned. So not only you put it in writing, but you're going to internalize it, so that you can draw for this lesson in another situation that is similar to this one, like a crisis. And last, but I think most importantly, be nice. So when you be nice to yourself and you be nice to others, what it does is it raises your feel good chemical in your body, and this can also reduce depression. And most importantly, you see these people who you be nice to, they just might be the persons who you call on in another situation in the future. But if you don't nice to them, so them not help you, right? So be nice. So I hope you enjoyed this video, or at least learn something from it. So until next time, stay focused, be resilient, be nice,